Welcome to Leeuwarden, the capital of Friesland and one of the 11 cities of Friesland. With about 90,000 inhabitants, it's the largest city in this province. Leeuwarden is a multifaceted city with a rich cultural history that is reflected above all in its lovely medieval inner city. Lining its ring of canals are hundreds of majestic buildings that determine the look of this cityscape. And there are also scores of historic monuments and many museums. Leeuwarden promotes itself as the job generator of Friesland. It's home to more than 55,000 jobs, many of them involving the business and financial services. Also included in the municipality of Leeuwarden are 9 neighbouring villages. In a rural environment, it's still possible to find peace and quiet here. These qualities are a nice contrast to the hustle and bustle of the inner city. Located in the centre of Leeuwarden is the Olderhoeve, a 40-metre tall Gothic tower that leans more than the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. Today, those who climb the 183 steps will have a splendid view over the city. A good way to become acquainted with the history of Leeuwarden is to take a stroll past the city's many places of interest. Such a walk will be worthwhile in both cultural and literary respects. After all, Leeuwarden has spawned many famous writers, including Havank, a popular writer of detective stories. Simon Vestdijk's novel entitled The Garden Where the Brass Band Played was inspired by the covered bandstand known as De Koperentown and the restaurant of the same name in the lovely Prinsentown Garden. In what is now a museum known as the Prinsessenhof, the world-famous artist Escher was born. Leeuwarden is also the birthplace of the famous double agent Mata Hari. The former dancer lived in a house on Grote Kerkstraat between 1883 and 1890. In the very middle of the inner city is the impressive City Hall. This has been the administrative centre for Leeuwarden since 1815. Besides being the capital city of the province, Leeuwarden was once the royal residence. From 1584 until 1747, the hotel known as Het Stadhouderlijk Hof was the residence of the powerful governors known as stadholders. A bronze statue in front of the building commemorates the first stadholder, Willem Lodewijk, the Count of Nassau, known in the Frisian language as Us Heit, or Our Father. Originally, the Stadhouderlijk Hof was until 1971 equipped as one of the royal palaces. Now it is a hotel with an authentically furnished Nassau room where paintings illustrate the history of the Frisian stadholders. Traditionally, Leeuwarden has been known as an agricultural trading centre. The weekly livestock market, the largest in the Netherlands, is a good example of this. The world-famous Coberco Dairy Foods Company, originally from Friesland, still produces dairy products that are exported all over the world. The importance of agriculture to Leeuwarden is symbolized in the bronze statue entitled Us Mem, or Our Mother. The Frisian capital is also known as a centre for business and financial services, and is the location for nationally known banking and insurance companies. In total, 25% of all jobs in the province of Friesland are found in Leeuwarden. The growth of employment opportunity is resulting in the need to expand the current infrastructure. A beneficial side effect of the growing economy is the pressing need for modern new living space. In the coming years, the housing market will be focusing on large-scale plans for the building of new homes and the urban renewal of existing homes in residential nuclei. The majority of home construction is planned to take place on the south side of Leeuwarden. Plans for the districts to be known as Zuiderburen and Leeuwarden-Zuid will provide thousands of new homes in all price categories. The process of urban renewal is focused primarily on existing residential districts and the inner city. By means of renovation and a limited amount of new construction in existing residential districts, a more balanced assortment of homes will be created. Living in the inner city will be stimulated by the construction of new apartments and by the organizing of space over massive shop buildings into residential space. This approach is anticipating the changing demands for housing. At the same time, it stimulates the liveliness of the inner city. Leeuwarden's inner city is visited every week by thousands of Frisians, and in the summertime by at least that many tourists. A visit to the weekly market is worth the effort. Market merchants offer a wide array of fresh products and many other kinds of goods.
Zo zonder knop, zo op het gas. En kijk nou goed wat er gaat.
The museum street is a special area with craft shops selling traditionally made products. After shopping, it's time for a sip of Beerenberg, the popular and delicious Frisian liqueur.
Proost. Proost.
During nice weather, the sidewalk cafes provide the inner city with lots of activity. In Leeuwarden, there's a wide choice of bars, restaurants and snack bars. As far as culture is concerned, the splendid municipal theatre, De Harmonie, and the cosy little theatre, Romein, offer a diversity of performances. In the artistic area, the Fries Museum and the Prinsessenhof can be visited to see prominent exhibitions. Leeuwarden has a direct connection over water to the Frisian lakes. This means a lot of hustle and bustle created by boating tourists during the summer season. They can moor their pleasure yachts along the Prinsentown Garden, just a stone's throw from the inner city. In this unique part of Leeuwarden, the Olderhoeve functions as a recognizable beacon. This is the image of Leeuwarden that remains in the hearts and memories of the people who live here, and the people who have come to visit. Leeuwarden, a city you have to have seen for yourself to believe it.